Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV Holic.
My name is Mimi and I'm a TV Holic.
So this is episode 10 of Singles Inferno season 5. And we're probably going to do this in segments as well, like usual. But like, subscribe. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all social media platforms. You can find us there. And please subscribe to the podcast because we're going to be dropping so many more Korean shows. Like, what are we doing next? We're going to have coming out soon.
Agents Mystery, maybe.
Yeah, Agents of Mystery. So, like, stay tuned for that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, subscribe and give us 5 stars on this on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcast. So
yeah,
let's go.
To be fair, we're gonna try and churn out these last few episodes really quickly because also there's the reunion, which I hear is hot and heavy and is really good. Not hot and heavy, but it's like really good.
I've watched the reunion.
I haven't got into it. I haven't watched it yet, so I want to move on to that. Okay, So anyway, this episode starts off well. The last episode ended with Egon calling out to Go-Eun. She's on the rooftop with Sung-min. She's trapped with him on the roof. Yeah. She's trapped. So he's like, Rapunzel, let down your He's like, Go-Eun, when you're gonna hang out with me? And then she's like, oh, I'll be down later. And then she and Sung-min look at each other and start laughing, giggling. Sung-min thinks like, oh my god, yeah, she loves me and stuff. But Egon says,
he's so boring.
He's like, the three of us can
not
hang
Egon,
out.
I mean, Sungmin's really boring.
Yeah, and then Egon's like, well, the three of us can hang. And then Sungmin's like, well, let's hang out later. We'll be down after our chat. And the female hosts are like, can't he just say, let's go for a chat to Go-Eun? But Jin-young, one of the hosts, is like, he can't because he knows like Sungmin won't let her go, and like it's really awkward for him.
He's like groping her.
It's so awkward. Like he's getting more and more irritated. Egon, you can just see, and obviously he even says it later.
Yeah, but it's like suffocating for her as well. Like, wouldn't you feel suffocated if someone's trying to trap you constantly?
She obviously doesn't at this point. So anyway, so he's like, okay, Egon gives up for the moment. He leaves, and then the next scene is some of the girls and the guys together in one of the bedrooms, and Egon's one of the guys as well. And one of the guys asked Mina-sue, like, what's going on with you, Mina? And she's like, well, as of today, I think I've finally settled on just one person after a lot of back and forth. But he's gone to paradise. I'm the victim. And then Egon gets up, and then, because obviously he's talking about Sung-Hun, and then Egon gets up and says, like, I'm off to find my love. Like, he has, like, an epiphany. Because I think he's, like, thinking, like, I don't want this to happen to me where I'm so pathetic like Mina-sue. And I miss all my chances. And so he's like, I'm going to go up, and he suddenly runs up, but suddenly, he says, I suddenly thought to myself, what am I doing, like, sitting here, being so pathetic and letting Sung-min be with my girl? So he was like, I'm going to go fight for it.
He's being proactive.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm going to go fight for it. And Mina-sue's like, yes, you have to fight for your love. Whatever, as he was leaving.
I'm surprised Mina-sue didn't try it on with some more guys like Egon and stuff like that, because, you know, Egon's very conventionally attractive in Korea, especially.
No, but she only shows interest in people that show interest in her.
She doesn't want to get rejected.
She doesn't want to get rejected. Yeah, exactly. They have to make the first move.
Okay.
So then but she did still hold out when he first came and had those little dates on the beach. She was still holding out hope, because remember she made that weird face where she was like hoping. She was like, please, please, please. Do you remember on the bed?
Oh my God, waiting to hear.
And it was like, but there was no chance for you. But she was like, oh, I guess he was messing around. Maybe he might pick me. And then she would have. Trust me, if Egon showed any interest in her, she would be running behind him.
It's just kind of sad.
Yeah,
I feel sad for me.
She actually said it.
She's just sad.
Didn't really break that down. That she said that I'm just gonna go with whoever. I only like people that like. Only gonna like a person that likes me. Like that's like no one. But I guess they can't because they feel bad.
Yeah.
So then the hosts say that Sung-min and Go-Eun, they know that Sung-min and Go-Eun have been talking for quite a while because it's literally gone dark outside when they're on the rooftop. And then Kyung-hoon, one of the hosts, says like, "Wow, he's such a chatterbox," and and then Han-hae, the other host, is like, I think that's part of his appeal. Like he's saying he's comparing it to, you know, couples that talk over the phone.
Yeah.
Like lots. Like some girls like must obviously like that. And so it's like, oh, he's giving me attention, like he's talking to me, he wants me, he's talking to me.
But is
So
it
maybe
him
that's
talking
what
about
is appealing
himself?
for
Probably.
Go-Eun.
He's not asking
Yeah,
about her.
Go-Eun's not seeing that right now, but she will 100% get sick of that in the real world.
That's Sungmin's superpower, the ability to never shut up.
He's literally, like, the host, right, he literally talks about jack shit. Like, he's not talking about anything of any substance.
He's just talking for the sake of
He's like,
talking to like metaphorical
so,
times.
why do you like me? Oh, so who
Oh,
else do you like? It's like, can you talk about something else? Anyway, Egon comes over finally, and he's like, what are you guys talking about that's taking so long? Are you ever going to stop? And then they decide to calm down, but then they all go inside. They're like, should we go inside to the dining area? But they all go together into the dining area. And the hosts are laughing about, like, he just won't leave them alone. Like, it's too much.
it really is too much.
So then Go-Eun is so awkward because Go-Eun's sitting at the head of the table in the dining area with the guys either side of her. And then I just found that really awkward.
What, who's the side of her? Sungmin and...
So Go-Eun's in the middle, the head of the table, and then
Yeah.
Sungmin's on the one side and Egon on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Egon repeats, like, what were you guys talking about there for so long? And then Sungmin says, well, if we'd be alone, we would have talked till dawn.
Oh, you
yeah, he thought he
after.
won. He thought he thought he put the gauntlet down. I won that. No, not at all.
He's so nerdy
and then
weird.
Egon gives him like an irritated, okay, look. And then Go-Eun looks, literally, I felt like Go-Eun looked drained in the middle. She was like slumped over, like in between these two guys. Like, I don't just feel it was fair on her. Like,
yeah, but doesn't she get tired of
say
like listening to
something.
him talk? Like, I'd be so tired and be like, I need to get away.
Yeah, I felt bad for her being in the middle of those two, but also she put herself there. She literally, when she came down from that rooftop, she could have been like, pushed Sungmin and been like,
Push her off the rooftop.
Not off the rooftop, but I mean, like, when they got down, been like, go away now, I'm going to talk to Egon. Like, the fact that she let him follow them to the kitchen is like really annoying.
She could have said, I've had a long chat with you, so I'm going to just go talk to Egon now.
Yeah.
It's
But
only
it
fair.
took this moment of awkwardness for her to like realise, because in the end she did say so. So basically, Egon wants to find out a bit more about like how deep this is between her and Sungmin, and so he's like, "Did you guys go to paradise together?" And they both say yes. We've been once together, and then he goes, "Well, who chose who?" Because he wants to know if it's like reciprocated, I guess. But Sungmin's like, "Well, we chose each other because we matched. It was like a couple matching thing." And Sungmin says, "Well, I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow." And Egon and Go and say the same, me too, because they think there's going to be obviously some sort of game. They were waiting for one. The host is like laughing like us, like they're finding the dynamic so weird and strange between the three of them. And Egon even in one moment looks over to Go-Eun and he does this kind of knuckles together thing. Do you remember that? Where like, he like puts his knuckles together, like, I felt like he was like, I need to punch this guy.
Oh, okay. He was getting frustrated, yeah.
He's getting frustrated.
Well, out of the three guys, who do you think is right for her? From all three of them? Hyun-woo and Sungmin and
Hyun-woo was never in it. He was never in it.
He's giving zero to the energy.
Creepy McCreeperson.
Yeah.
Keep your creepy hands to yourself. Sungmin, no, I think at this point it's Egon. Definitely.
Egon, yeah, Egon. Yeah.
I was only saying, I just don't like Egon myself, and I also I thought that she was like really liking Sungmin for some reason, but I think she had her own reason to like Sungmin. But I think generally, having seen everything, Egon's the one.
But don't you find fuckboy energy kind of very attractive in like the slightest, like his kind of energy?
Well, we'll get to it obviously when we get to to the paradise thing. But yeah, there's a lot of fuckboy energy in this. We're coming here from him, and I can see the appeal. Yeah.
Okay.
So then Go-Eun's like, look, I might go get ice cream, and this is when we find out, because we've never seen this in any of the previous seasons. I think they have like this ice cream box, which
maybe this
so
is a new
cute. It looks so cute, and it made me hungry for ice cream. Didn't it? Like the box there.
But you're sick.
So I can still want ice cream, but I mean, I wasn't sick when I was watching it, and I was like, like it looks so cute, little ice cream box, and a little like. So apparently they can only have ice cream after it's sunset, and they're only allowed one each. Like, I don't know what that's about.
Oh my god! What's
but in
that?
case they get like drunk on ice cream and
start
acting crazy. Yeah, but they have way more alcohol. They should do that with the alcohol, not with the
Yeah, but I think they want them
But
to
they
get
don't
drunk
have
and all
alcohol.
loosey goosey.
Yeah, that's true. Like, they do that with all reality TV programs.
No,
The
but
thing is with the
Love Island
alcohol,
are
but
only
they don't
allowed
have
like they've got a 2 drink limit for the night every night in Love
what in
Island.
this.
No, in Love
Yeah,
Island.
exactly. So even with so even with this program, it must be the same. But when they have the campfire sessions, they
No, no,
normally
no,
that's
because
when they up it more,
no,
don't
because you
they?
know Hee-Sung from Guani and Hee-Sung's season 3. She has a YouTube channel and she was telling her like she lives in the UK and she was telling her like co-workers or something friends these 2 guys that they didn't have a limit because she was making them watch the new season and then they were all talking about it.
Ah, okay.
It's quite interesting.
Well, I
But
mean, on
they
the
didn't have any limit.
Paradise trips for sure, I don't feel like they have any limits. And
I also heard
I
that
noticed that,
oh, the guys were so one of the guys I forgot who it was talking about the behind the scene. Oh no, Sung-Hun from this season was talking about behind the scenes on Hee-Sung's channel as well. This is a new episode, and he was like there's porta potties, and he was like that was the like most upsetting thing. Like that
oh
was
yeah,
the most
because you were
stressful thing.
wondering
There's
about
like
that, weren't you?
porta
You were
potties
asking
and the
about the
showers were
toilets and the
disgusting. Yeah,
bathrooms.
yeah. I knew they wouldn't
Yeah.
show it because it was probably a disgusting situation
Well,
because there's
of
no plumbing.
course. Of course.
Porta potties. Oh my god,
Because
I
this
can't.
island is
Uninhabited. Just like it's a
uninhabited.
desert
Yeah.
island, a deserted
Yeah, so
island. Not a desert.
everything is imported onto that as a
Yeah,
porta potty style, like bedrooms and everything. Okay,
yeah.
so the ice she wants to go for ice cream, and then one of the hosts says the ice cream reminds him of the college retreats, which I don't know. That never happened like in my like
Well, but it was kind of like
school trips.
in True Beauty, you know, like
Oh
they
yeah,
like
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
it's all the cuteness, it's all the cuteness.
I wish we had an ice cream box in school trips. No, we didn't have any of
No,
that.
they don't do things like that.
It
Well,
was cruddy. So Sung-min says,
British
"Oh,
schools.
yeah." Sung-min's like, who do you want to go with?" Like really hopeful, and she says, "This time I'm going to go with Egon and go and have a chat with him." So Sung-min's like, go and get ice cream," and then she doesn't need your permission. You don't have to say it like
Yeah,
that. Like,
don't
just say
entrapment,
bye. Just say bye. Thank you. That's enough. So, entrapment.
stalker.
So Go and Egon walk over to the ice cream, and he repeats like they've got this long walk that they take to the ice cream, and he's like, "What could you
That was really
possibly
cute
be?"
as well.
Yeah, it was like nice mood lighting and stuff, and
Yeah,
he was like, "What could you possibly be talking about for 4 hours?" Like I was really trying to be patient the whole time, but I was forced in the end to be like the third wheel in the kitchen with you guys. And
exactly.
then I like that he was like very upfront with that, and he was showing like the jealousy side, which is also fuckboyish,
Yeah, yeah,
but I don't mind
but
that. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's nice.
yeah. Then he asked like there's a tent that they passed by, and he was like, "Oh, have you been to the tent?" And she says, "Yeah." And he's like, they start laughing. He's like, there's nowhere you haven't already been." And then she says, "No, I haven't been everywhere, Opa," because he feels like he has no experience on the island with her. Like
Yeah,
that
Sungmin
place
sucked it.
that place is with someone else. That place is someone else. I have no
Yeah,
place
that
with you.
energy vampire Sungmin sucked all the places out from underneath
Yeah,
him.
he literally has taken her everywhere. Like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So then they arrive at the cute ice cream spot, and her ice cream when she opens it up is a complete mess, and when she takes out the wrapper, like it all crumbles, and she starts laughing, and it crumbles all over her, and then he's like, "Oh, get up and shake it off if it's on your clothes," and they both
I
laugh.
would die because they spent a lot of money on these outfits as well to be on the show. On all the
Do they
outfits.
get
I was like,
styled?
no, they don't get styled. They're
These are
like
their clothes that they
oh, they
break.
also Heesung also talked about the casting process as well. Like they get scouted off Instagram and stuff like that, and things
Yeah,
like
well,
that. And then
obviously
they get
that's the same with
like
all.
backstory, and then they go for multiple
That's why
interviews.
loads of them are models, so
Yeah, yeah.
because
Because
they get
yeah, so a
scouted.
lot of them are like Miss Korea and things like that, and then they get scouted.
Yeah. So anyway, so she gets up and then she tries to shake it off, and then she's like, "Seriously, what's wrong with me? This always happens." Like she's clumsy, basically saying. And he says, "What? You always drop food?" And then he's like, "Look, get up." And then he tries to get a cup of water and then like throw it on the table to rinse it off, but then it
Yeah, this
splashes
is
off the
funny.
side, and like he completely misses it. And they start laughing like excessively, like they can't stop laughing.
Because it's such a
And
cute
he's like,
couple
he
thing.
missed
Like
it
they
because
already
he
feel
was
like
nervous.
yeah,
Yeah,
but they already feel like they're like dating or something, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
So
energy.
he missed it because he was nervous, but then he tries again and he finally does it. And then they sit down and then they like calm down. And then she's like, look, I'm curious what you're like as a boyfriend. And he says, well, me. And then he throws a question back at her. He doesn't really answer it, but he throws it back at her. And she says, look, I really hate it when, my boyfriend repeatedly does something I dislike. And he's like, well, such as? And she says, well, I hate being referred to as hey and you. Like, I guess I've noticed this with like loads of the females. This comes up a lot when they speak informally or like that,
Weirdly.
like you, or like say yeah, very,
Yeah,
it
but
comes
you
across as
wouldn't
harsh
like be
to
called
them.
you instead of your name, would you, as
But we
well?
don't
Like if
have a
it's someone you're
version of
dating.
we don't have
uh,
a version of that. Like, do you want to go like, like, I don't know if it's the same thing, like, or do you want to, where do you want to eat? Would that be rude to them? Or like, I don't know if they have that
no,
version
but
of that, or if they ask in a nice way.
maybe he was just like saying it
Where
so
would you
much that he
like
was not even saying her name. Like he was like, "Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do that?" And like you're not even using my name like ever.
But you
Maybe it was
don't.
that.
I don't know. But you wouldn't, like, in person, you wouldn't be like, if you're having a conversation, you wouldn't be saying each
Or
other's name.
maybe he's
I don't
like
know.
maybe she's talking about like when he calls her over and stuff. He's like, hey,
Hey.
do you want to do that? Hey, you
Oh,
want to do
yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Or
I
he's
get
like,
hey, but you, I'm not sure. But I think that's the language
maybe it's
thing.
hey
Like,
you.
we don't
Maybe it's
have the
hey you.
version.
Like, do you want to do this? Like,
Yeah.
instead of like Go-Eun, do you wanna Go-Eun, I was just wondering if you wanted to go for a chat. Like that's the most,
Yeah.
like if you're on a dating show, you don't go, hey, do you wanna go do hey you, do you wanna go do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bit of effort.
So then he remembers, he's like, oh, is that why you asked me like that question in paradise? So they flash back to them in bed together in paradise, and he is like, is there anyone you're attracted to yet? And she says, yes, there is. And she says, well, watch and see if you can guess when we get back to paradise and to Inferno. And he's like, oh, like you're gonna say, hey, it's him, right? Um, and she says, oh, do you say hey when you're calling your girlfriend? And he says, no, of course not. And then, so there was that moment that he's referring to. Then they come back to the ice cream date in real time. And he says, who dresses their girlfriend as hey or you? Like, I wouldn't, like, saying, like, I wouldn't do that, obviously. She says, well, yeah, even if we're fighting, if someone calls me that, like, talks to me like that, I'd feel, she doesn't finish the sentence, but she says, I do have a feeling that you'd say those kinds of things when you're fighting. So she does, obviously, in this moment, I think she does think of him as like a rude boy, fuck boy, whatever you want to call it. She's trying to just like figure out if she can handle it or
People
not.
saying it's like kind of like gangster language, like kind of like, ghetto kind of not ghetto, but
Yeah,
it's like
I mean, I'm
gangster
sure there's a version of it
language.
here,
Yeah.
but it's a language difference. Like, I think the way yeah. So he says, well, if I'm being honest, when I'm fighting, I don't ever think I say hey, but I think I have called my girlfriends like you before. And then he explains it, puts it in context, and she's like, well, I guess that's not bad. Like, you is not that bad then, I guess, when he explains it. They start laughing again. And then he's like, well,
So much
what?
chemistry, like every scene that they have together, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's like, what are you like when you're fighting? I kind of want to see you get angry, which is another fuckboy thing as well, to be
Yeah,
fair. Because if you want to know, you're going to get it out of her. You're going to try. So
definitely.
she says, I don't think I bring things up right away. I tend to keep things to myself. He says, why? And she says, well, the thing is, like, in the moment, I might get angry, but I could have been mistaken or misunderstood something. And he says, I get that. Like, let's say I have a particular thought at night. If I wake up the next day and I still have the same thought, then I'll take action. And she says, yeah, usually I do this. I'm the same, and I don't have the same thought in the morning. So, like, things calm down by then. And he says, you're not the same person at night as you are during the day, which I do get. Like, don't you think, like, you have intrusive thought, like, the negative stuff is in the night, but by in the morning you can have clarity. In general, that's like a thing in life.
Or maybe he's trying to say that you were like more like flirty at night, and you're more like, not flirty, but you're more like, because they've had their dates on. They've been talking to each other only at night, really. Their dates, their
No,
alone
but
time.
they're referring to it in the specific conversation of,
Okay,
like, if I'm angry with someone, if I go to sleep and I still feel angry with someone,
yeah,
then
you're
I'm going
right,
to
you're
do
right.
something about it the next day.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah. So she then says, like, talking to you is really fun. And then he says, then you should have come down sooner, don't you think? Like, from your
Yeah,
entanglement.
he's right, but yeah, your entanglement or your death trap.
Yeah. And the hosts at this point notice, they're like, look, the energy is so different to Sungmin, obviously. And they laugh about him throwing the drink on the side, and then on the way, and then sorry, Go-Eun and I-Geon are walking back to the camp, and they remember the throwing the drink thing again. They're laughing, and she keeps saying he's so funny, and she says, like, you're super easy to talk to. He feels the same. She feels the same. So the hosts are basically like, look, they actually have meaningful conversations that deepen their
Yeah,
connection. The convos with their conversations with substance. And then they never see that with Sungmin. So they
Too
just
busy
think
talking about himself.
yeah, and they just think what she's drawn to with Go-Eun is the fact that she went to paradise with him first. Similar to like what
What
Mina-sue said.
you just said what she's drawn to with Go-Eun.
Oh no, what she's drawn to with
Sungmin.
Sungmin
Yeah, okay,
is
Sungmin.
that what keeps drawing her to him is that she went to paradise with him.
Yeah.
And that's also what Mina-sue said about Subin. But they do think like in her mind, without her saying out loud, Egon is her first choice.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we could be wrong though, because they've been wrong about other things. So then Mina-sue knocks on the boys' room, and then Hyeon-woo's in there, and he says, "Oh, come in." So she goes in, and he says, "Welcome to our humble abode." And then Mina-sue walks in, and she says, "Oh, which bed is Sung-hoon's?" And she plants herself on it once she finds it.
Oh god, but
And then
wasn't
Ye-jin's like laughing, and she's like,
Hyun-woo
"What
one
are
of
you
her
doing?"
potentials? Hyun-woo was one of her potentials, but she kind of dumped him.
Oh yeah.
Off the
Well,
left.
I mean, there's so many side stories with this girl, but like we'll move on. So she plants herself to mark her territory and like literally piss on. She might as well piss on his bed. And then Ye-jin at this point is laughing as well. And she's like cringing. She's like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you sitting on his bed?" And then Mina-sue gets up and playfully hits him and says, "Leave me alone!" Like, you know, like, "Oh, I'm just sitting on his bed."
So gross.
And then she picks up his book on the side of his bed and says, like, look to see what he's reading. And she's like, what the hell? What is it that he reads? He must be out of his mind because it's some weird, like, finance book thing, like something she couldn't get her head around.
Yeah.
A very niche book kind of thing. So she says, "I'm curious. I want to know everything about him right now. But Heston's going to find out first." And starts pounding the bed with a pillow.
That's
Like,
the
she
only
starts getting
reason why
really
she wants to get
aggressive.
to know him. But that's the only reason why she wants to get to know him.
Yeah, because she's in direct competition now. Before it was with Minji competition, now she's got Hyeon competition. So she's like starts pounding the bed with the pillow. And then Ye-jin's like, "Look, don't worry, you'll get your chance." And Hwan-woo's just watching them with his creepy eyes. And then Mina-sue says, "Why did I have to lose today of all days? Why couldn't I have come in third? Actually not third. I would have had to come in second to get a chance." And then Ye-jin's like, "Well, if you get a chance to go a second time," and Mina-sue says, "But there's significance to being the first. Like, I want to be his first experience in paradise," she's saying. Like, she feels like because Heston's gone with him for the first time to paradise, he's going to latch on. Because she feels like that with Subin. "I so badly wanted his first paradise trip to be with me, but Heston will get to know him during that time together, and when she gets back, she'll know things that I don't. That gets to me." It's like, oh my god. Like, stop
And she only
fighting
went
everyone.
in
She wants
there,
to fight everyone.
yeah, but she only went in there. No, she's too scared to fight anyone. But
In
she
her
only went in
mind,
there
she's
to get
fighting
attention
everyone.
from the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she needed a dose of attention. Like she always needs a dose
Well,
of
there was
attention.
only Hyeon-woo there.
Yeah, but still, that was good enough for her. A little bit of attention that she got refueled. That's how she refuels herself, with attention from men.
So then Ye-jin says that, "Didn't you feel Sung-hun's feelings for you were pretty firm?" And Mina-sue says, "That's what he said, but what if he's not telling the truth?" And then Hyeon-woo says, "This is where I told you, Samuel." Did you hear that part where he says...
Yeah, because that's what they call. Yeah, he's Sam, but he's called Sam in America. But also,
Yeah. Samuel
not
has a
everyone
unique...
lies like. But not everyone lies like you, Mina-sue. That's why you think that he could be lying because you're a liar. Okay.
Yeah. You lied to him the whole time, so that's why you
Yeah.
think he's lying.
And the audacity.
It's
How many
not a
times
lie
did she
for a
gaslit
lie.
him?
A cheek
But
for...
she's
What is it? A cheek for a cheek. A lie for a lie.
an eye for an eye. An eye for an eye.
An eye for
A
an
cheek
eye.
for a cheek. What the hell?
I know, it didn't sound right. An eye for an eye. So Hwan-woo's like, Samuel has a unique kind of determination. Like I think he's trying to say like he wouldn't lie. So Ye-jin says like everyone's telling you that you have nothing to worry about. Just have some faith in him. And then she just keeps making these weird faces and does it. Have you noticed she does these mouth twitches?
Yeah. She's trying to conceal her. That's what people do. They're micro expressions that you can like catch when people are lying and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Or,
just some
like
weird.
nervous.
Yeah, she does some mouth twitches. So the female hosts say that why does Mina-sue always do this? She has no interest in them when they're by her side, but then pines for them when they're gone. What good is it to be sitting on his bed? He's in a different bed right now. Like, and then the hosts say that was quite provocative. He's in a different bed right now. And then they say that she's one of those people that only realizes what they're missing once it's gone. And I think they're giving too much credit to her. It's not that.
Yeah. She
It's
doesn't miss
not
that.
that.
She just wants
Like,
attention, and she just wants to be number one in every guy's eye. So that's why she wants Sung-Hoon all to herself, basically.
and that the amount of attention she's going to get after this program, like
But you
Sung-Hoon
keep cutting.
Woo. Oh, sorry.
You just cut. No, hang on. No, we're still fine, but you
Okay.
cut. I think it's the there's a storm kind of thing going on, brewing outside.
Yeah, it's a windy. It's
Okay.
windy out there.
Keep an eye on it.
So yeah, I think once she gets out there, there's going to be so much attention on her. Like, it's going to be Sung-Hoon Woo. Like, anyone she was going to end up with at the end of this was going to be pawed off straight away because she's going to get so much attention. And for the type of, and it's really dangerous for the type of person that she admits she is, that I go with people that show me attention. Like, she's going to be blown when she gets out of here. I don't know. I don't know if the reunion sheds some light on that.
I don't know.
But
I can't say anything.
yeah,
Obviously. I don't want to ruin it for you. No spoilers here.
So we go back to Paradise, and Hyeon and Sung-Hoon are in the hot tub, and he feeds her some dessert. Like, I really feel like Sung-Hoon was like turning it up here. The whole hot tub thing. Like, I saw a completely different side to him. He did try it. So then he asks, he's like looking over at her from a distance, and he's like, "What's your love language?" And then she says, "I think I like being taken care of." And then he says, "Great, because I like taking care of people." So it's like acts of service kind of thing. And she says, "Why didn't you take care of me?" Referring to in Inferno. And he said, "Well, how could I when you were with someone else? And then what love language do you give?" So that's what she likes. And then what do you give? And she says, like, gift giving and trips together. And he says, well, same to both. And then he says, we're kind of compatible, like, in practical ways. That's so sexy, isn't it? We're compatible in practical ways.
You were serious for a second. I thought you were serious for a second.
Okay, but I mean, like,
that's why
if
I'm
someone
laughing.
says we're really compatible in practical ways, I'd be like, okay.
Sorry, I can't see your face properly, so can you just like move the camera that way? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now you're in view. Yeah.
I'm not in view now, right?
Yeah, you're in view. You're in view now. I can see. Yeah.
So, he asks, when you date, do you see your boyfriend often? And then she says she's had a lot of long distance relationships, so not had a chance to see them that often in the past. And then he says, like, I like seeing my girlfriend every day. And she says, well, I guess New York's close because she's in Pennsylvania, of course, for uni. And he says, getting to know you better, I'm still amazed, like, having found out all this information about you. Like, what the hell, seriously? I feel like we could be a good match when we leave here. That's a big consideration for me. When we go back to reality, who could I realistically have a relationship with? I think on paper we're a good match. And the female host basically was like, well, just date then. And they all think that they're a really good match. He says, now that this is day 7, I feel like this is my life. It's like getting up in the morning and immediately let's talk. He feels like, the dating, like just doing the dating show, and like, I have to get up, I have to talk to someone, I have to do that. It's like become his life.
Yeah, it does become your life, doesn't it? Like,
I'm sure it does, yeah. Because I think I've noticed that there's a lot of control. When they're like talking to each other after a while, and they're like, well, I haven't had a chance to talk to you. There must be a lot of behind the scenes control, like when they can talk to each other, when they can mingle. Because I've also noticed sometimes the announcement is, you can now mingle with each other. So there must be times where they're not allowed. So it's not like, because there's so many times where I think, like, how have you not had this conversation before? How have you not clarified this? But I think that's very controlled, and like, but you can't just talk.
There must not be that many showers and toilets and stuff, so maybe a lot of the day is spent because they have like these challenges, and then they have to shower after the challenges and stuff. And so they're like showering multiple times a day. So what I mean. So they're wasting their time doing that, and everyone's queued up for that.
Yeah, I guess.
And cooking, and all that stuff. So they're filling their days with some kind of like weird stuff.
Yeah. So she's like, well, you say that, but you never asked me to talk. And he says, I haven't really talked that much to many people. Yes, because of Mina-sue. She's been monopolizing your time. we know that.
God, that's great.
And so she asks, have you talked a lot with Mina-sue though? And then he says, yeah, I think so. But she's honestly kind of hard to figure out, like her feelings, I mean. Yeah, of course. Like, you're realizing this, like,
very transparent person.
No. I mean, for him, like, as like he's got basic man brain when it comes to girls. Like
Yeah,
he's
but he's
clever in
clever.
in all other
Oh
ways,
yeah.
but no, it doesn't.
Like I always say, like
That doesn't
really
filter to other
clever
parts of their life.
people have no common sense.
Yeah,
They're
it
born
is
without common
literally
sense.
that. Like, I don't think just being clever, it doesn't filter into other parts of your life. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
it never does.
So Hessen's like, I'm sure she'll figure them out, like Mina-sue's feelings, and he says, um, self-service, love is self-service. And she
I feel
says,
like they would have been a good couple if there was no Subin and there was no Mina-sue. Like from the start.
oh,
You know, if there was no
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah,
two
yeah.
people,
That is the problem with
I think they would have gravitated towards each other from the start.
yeah. So then she says, yeah, it's everyone for themselves. Like, you got to figure out your own way. And then he says, from now on, though, I will ask you more. I'll talk to you tomorrow and the next day. And she starts giggling. Like, that was his little flirty comment, I guess. And he is acting really different. Like, we've not seen that. He's always come across as a little bit pathetic because he's, like, constantly, like trying to
Chasing.
puppy dog and follow Ministry. So we've not seen him in, like, a forward role, like in the lead kind of, like, he's in charge of the situation.
I mean, oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
Mina-Sue's constantly in charge of that situation. He doesn't feel like he's in charge, so he's a bit more in control, and he's coming across as a bit more cool in that way because before he looked like a loser.
That's why Mina-sue is so into Subin, because he's the one pulling all the like chains. What's it called? Calling all the shots, and she's used to being in that role, and she can't handle it, and that's driving her nuts, and she wants to be with, like, she needs to know everything he's doing, and like she's like obsessed with him. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
because
maybe.
it's something that she's not, and she needs it, kind of thing. It's like a drug to her.
Yeah. But I think because we've seen Sung-Hun like this, I think he comes across as, like, it's added a bit of cool points to him. Like, he looks a bit cooler now. So, the hosts think there's a real possibility that these two could work. The vibe was quite hot and heavy in the hot tub, they say, and the fact that they both live in the United States is important because he obviously has to go back there. So for him, he's already said it's a big factor because it's not realistic otherwise. So then Jin-young says, I don't think it's one-sided. Hyesun is really flirting with him too. I think she's really tempted. And Da-hee, the female host, says, why does it have to be Sung-Hun who's already kind of connected to Mina-sue? If the odds are that Sung-Hun and Hyesun end up together, then I think there's a really high chance that Mina-sue will end up with nothing at the end, apart from an extreme arc of personal growth. No, she isn't even going to get the arc of personal growth either.
No, she can't get that.
God.
She can't get personal growth because
Listen,
you
if
have
she's not
to
going to
be
get anything,
open to being like a good person, but she's not open to being a good person.
oh
So,
my
no.
God. Like, that moment, like you said, when she started crying after the Minji moment, you're right. Like, everyone flipped.
So
Like,
calculated.
everyone likes her now. Like, yeah, interesting. So then we go to, I know you're going to be like, boo, Jae-Jin and Joo-Young.
Oh yeah, gone.
So Joo-Young says they're in the room together. Because where did they go? Oh, they were on their boat trip, weren't they? Boat trip. So I guess they're back. And then she has a shower and she's like, I feel so good after a shower. Could you pour me a glass of wine? And then Jae-Jin says, like, today you'll have whatever you want. He does this whole, like, acting role again and looks over at her and says, since you're the queen today, I'll wait on you like royalty and bring you a
Freaks me
fry.
out.
Yeah, I didn't like this again. Like, I didn't like the fact that he's doing this whole like role play thing again. And the way he was walking around with his wine, like, was making me feel a bit
It's
weird.
always trying to be so
I don't know,
over
is
the
it
top
creepy? But yeah, and the wine, like the swirling of the wine, I felt like he was like he does this often, like walking around with wine in his hand. Like, I felt like, oh, do you drink all the time? I don't know. Like, I felt
Yeah,
weird.
and
A bit weird.
also he's got a bit of fuckboy energy as well in him. I feel like could be.
Yeah, I am seeing that. The more I'm seeing it, it's coming through. I can see it.
Because you
So
can't be so
she
like
said,
good with women if you don't have fuckboy energy, you know.
yeah.
So easy with like
No, but
so
there were
many
those
dates.
things on the boat that we know, those words and phrases that I picked up that were red flaggy, where he was like, "Oh,
Oh yeah,
I don't deserve you," and those red flag things. So then she's like, "Oh, can I have some cheesecake, please?" And he feeds her, and she asks, "Are you tired? Are you tired? Your eyes look sleepy." He asks, "Are you tired? Your eyes look sleepy?" And no, she asks him, "Are you tired? Your eyes look sleepy." It's probably the alcohol, and she says, "Go and brush your teeth." And he says, "Oh, you too." So she says, "Can't you just brush them for me?" Like, she's lying down and he extends his arm and hand
I
out
think
to
he
her.
said go and brush your teeth to her.
No. She says to him, "Go." No. He says. She
Okay,
says, "Go and brush your
semantics
teeth."
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he extends his arm out on the bed to her because they're side by side and they kind of hold hands ish. And he looks over to her and they're like eye flirting, and he strokes her head and then says, "Go brush your teeth, like you're tired." And then
Yeah.
the hosts say, "What's with that look?" The hosts are like, "Oh my god, like it's getting a bit like much. Cut the film, like like
Cut the filth. You mean cut the filth?
film."
I know. I'm saying cut the filth. Cut
It
the
doesn't
filth.
even the right word. Cut the film, like that is like probably some old school thing, but like cut the
Yeah, cut the
cut
filth. Because I'm
cut
saying cut the filth because there's about to be filth going
cut
on.
the
That's what
film.
they're
Yeah.
worried
Oh
about.
my god. No. The only filth is the filth in their mouth. They're brushing it now. So the hosts are like, "What's with that look?" And then Joo-Young says, "Should we change into our pajamas?" And he says, "Oh, you have pajamas? Um, like this isn't the time, Ye-jin. Like we don't want to be like talking about the pajamas and getting all flirty like that. Okay, like your pajamas. What are you expecting? Her to like just like take her clothes off, sicko. Get your mind out of the
Got
gutter, yeah." So she shows him her pajamas, which I guess she was doing her own little flirting, right, as well, and says,
her.
"Aren't they cute? Let's do face masks once we're in our pajamas." And he says, "Look," he's like waiting at the door in the bathroom, and he's like, "Look, if you're tired, just go to bed. I'm not, as I've slept too much." And he waits in the doorway of the bathroom in front of her, and he says, "We'll be together tomorrow too, anyway." Then he looks at her, and like this is the moment where I thought they were gonna kiss,
Yeah,
because
everyone thought it.
he looks at her, he grabs her face, but then it was like she pats his back, so I was like, okay, nothing's happening. She like
No, it
literally
wasn't
was like,
patting. She like rubbed it. She like stroked or rubbed it, kind of thing.
no, she was like, because like she was probably like, no, like
No, my dad's gonna watch
everyone's
this.
watching, like dad. That's how I felt when she was patting me on the back. I was like, my dad's watching, kind of feeling. um,
And she keeps talking about her dad as well. Like, I feel like she's got daddy issues. That's why she's like really into Jejin. As in, you know what I mean?
no, she only talks about her dad with Hyun-jae though,
Yeah,
because
but she's
that's where
picking
the
him.
Chinese.
Yeah, but she's picking like she wants to find a dad for herself. I think. Like she's trying to
No,
find someone that
I don't
I
think she
don't
has
know.
daddy. She says that according to when she's talking to Hyun-jae, she was like, she finds a
Yeah, but
really happy family, and
still, you can still have daddy issues. As in, you're like too like into like everything your dad is like. I find a guy that's just like my dad. Remember, she said that I want to talk like him to be like talking like talk
Chinese.
about things like I talk to my dad about and things like that or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe. But Jae-jin doesn't have any dad vibes to
I
me. Like,
know,
there's
but that's
nothing
why
daddy about him at all.
yeah, but
Um,
that's gross.
so then she pats his back and then does. Oh yeah, she does like a dancing fingers thing, like like this. And then they meet each other's hands and slowly let go as he walks away. But I really did think they were gonna kiss. And then they say goodnight. And
Yeah,
then
but I was grossed out by the whole scene. Like I was grossed. I
yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't like, oh my god, they're so cute or whatever. I was just like grossed out. I was like, oh please don't, please don't.
Yeah, I don't know with him. I feel like he's like got a lot of sexual tension with her, but she's thinking it's deeper than what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So then, one of the female hosts says, "I hate that she's like watching it and like, like you're saying, like you didn't find it cute, but the female host was like smiling the whole time. And she was like, I hate that I keep on smiling like an idiot watching these couples." And Jin-young says like, don't worry, I was doing the same. Like I was grinning the whole time. um, So then we move on to Subin and Minji. So we saw them at the pool, and then, like I told you, I didn't feel like there was any chemistry really,
Oh
and
yeah.
everyone thought, and the host thought that Subin wasn't into it. So it's bedtime, and Subin asks, "Are those your pajamas?" Because she walks in with her pajamas, and they suit you. And she says, "Oh, thank you, they were a gift." And she says, "Oh, shall we sleep together?" And he says, "No." Like she's like obviously that type of
Into
person
him.
that like just says whatever, and like,
Yeah.
and he says,
She's into him.
"No."
She's in the moment. She wants to, try
Yeah.
experiment.
Yeah, and she says, "I know I said it, but don't." And then she starts laughing. She's like, "Look, I know I said it. Like, do you want to sleep together? But like, don't make me laugh." All while they're both wearing this is while they're wearing their masks. So I didn't realize that at first because I was like, what's wrong with their faces? Because it was like night.
What do you mean you didn't realize
And
it?
then I saw it, the edge of it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's the masks.
Okay.
So she says, oh, we can just talk until we fall asleep.
Were you
You
momentarily
must.
blinded? Like, what was going on?
I don't know. So she was like, yeah, we can talk until we just fall asleep. And she was like, you must enjoy spending time with me. And he says, yeah, I really do. I'm glad to hear that. This is fun. If we get the chance, I would really like to come here again with you, he says.
No, he
And
said that.
no, she says that, sorry.
Oh,
She
okay,
says that.
okay.
So she says, yeah, I really do like spending time with you. I'm glad to hear that. She's like, this is fun. If we get the chance, I would really like to come here again with you. And he says, really? She says, this is the first time I've ever clicked with a guy so well from the start, and I don't want the conversation to end. And I'm thinking, oh no, we're running out of time. Low-key panicking, but I'm trying to play it cool. I wish we came here earlier. And he says, yeah, I do feel like it's so late in the game. And she says, now that we're here, I find your face cute too. How did we end up coming here together? You don't just end up coming here with someone because you feel like it, but we did end up here because I felt like it. And they start laughing. Like she's kind of going around in circles trying to like make it a thing because up till this point like
Yeah.
he's not really feeling it, and she's saying, well, there's a reason we've ended up here together, like, you know.
Because she feels like it's fake because they're both like athlete kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and she's so
She's like,
deeply
oh my god, I
connected by
met my
that.
match.
Yeah, she's like really in it because of that
Yeah.
whole thing.
She thinks it's
And they
fake.
start laughing, and then he says, compared to the first impression I had of you, you're kind of cute, he goes on to say. So he says like to her now, like, I'm finding you
He's
cute.
reciprocating it.
Yeah, and she goes,
What did you think at this point?
I wrote, I don't like this.
Oh,
In my notes.
I was getting freaked out. Okay.
Yeah. And she says, but I'm
alarm bells
actually,
are ringing, like slowly.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like at this point they're like lying down. He's at the base of the bed, and she's like lying down like halfway through, like across it.
Yeah.
And then so he's like, I'm actually starting to find you cute. And she says, well, I'm actually even cuter than I am now. I haven't actually showed you my cute side yet. So I'm like,
She's
oh
just so
my
over the
God.
top, Minji. Like her, like
Yeah.
the way she's too aggressive with her like flirtation.
And he says, you know, like
Yeah.
food for thought, kind of. Okay. So I never saw. Do you know what? I never saw this side. This isn't how far it went with Seung-il, like, you know, when she was in Paradise. But I was thinking at this point the only reason why it's got this far with Subin is because they're actually so comfortable with each other on a friend, and like they know each other so well by now in Inferno, that because they've been together for so long that they're so easy to break down their barriers and get to this point. But I reckon if she had taken Seung-il, she would be in bed with him as well right now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Who
I think
knows?
it would have been. I think it's just because she's so comfortable as well. Like, she's
No,
obviously
actually, she
really
wouldn't
likes him
because
because of the connection, but then she's also really comfortable to just talk however she wants because she knows Subin so well. She's quite close
she
with him from
wouldn't be in
Inferno.
bed with Seung-il because Seung-il had already like rejected her and taken Mina-sue, so she'd be pissed about
No,
that.
she wouldn't jump in, but I think you know, like if he was showing her like I care, at some point she would break down.
She's go with the moment, go with the flow kind of person, like what she in the moment kind of thing. Yeah, so yeah, I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So the hosts say, we have never seen Minji like this before. So similar to what I was thinking, we got the impression she was unwavering, but at the end of the day, she can be fickle like the rest of us.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you know, everyone wants options, I guess, and if you see a bit of attention. But the thing is, you're right, like, she is the aggressor, so she's actually looking for it. It's not like she's, like, fickle because someone likes me. Like, Mina-sue is, someone shows interest and then she likes them. Minji is actively trying to find an inward road.
Yeah. And I feel like Minji's trying to find a partner for herself, really, but Mina-sue's just fucking about.
Yeah. So the other female host says, I think she's been possessed since that convo with Mina-sue. I think you're right. Because remember, Jin-young had alluded to that. Like, he thinks there's that demon jumping between them. And then it's that demon, like, it's almost like she's taking a leaf out of Mina-sue's book. The hosts say, since that conversation, they're both on completely different paths. Like, which is true.
Like the straight and narrow, she's going down the straight and narrow right now. Minasue.
And Minji's coming across as like the one that's like, I'm going to try different flavors.
Homie hopping.
Yeah. Okay, so should we pause.
Yeah, should we call it a day for this? This is the first episode, so we will be back with a part 2 pretty soon. So see you guys then. Remember, like, share, all that stuff, and give us 5 stars and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.